Oh, good shot, James. Really good. All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us, James.
Yeah.
All right. This is James O. He used to be on the PGA Tour. He won on the Nationwide Tour at the time, right?
Yes.
Won on the Nationwide Tour, won the USGA Junior Amateur, and a super decorated player, but now is a big-time coach to many, many tour pros, including Ben Griffin, who was just at the Ryder Cup working with Ben. And what we're going to talk about today, because this is really James's first specialty, was as a short game coach, and now is just an everything coach. But what we wanted to talk about today, James, is that shot you just hit. I would call it like closer to like a black belt level shot.
Yes.
But we're gonna talk about the flip yips. So we're gonna walk up here to more of like a white belt level shot. So we'll just go right here. So the grass is great, and I'll do a little demo of this to start, James. So like if somebody was bone stock doing this, a lot of players you'll see them use just the putter.
Sure.
But if they're forced to do this, you would see them go like that, and that would be about as good as they could possibly do. But there's definitely something going on, James, with loft where, like if I was going that way, with loft where they're just confused about how they should use the loft of this, and there's like a hiccup in their brain about how to put the loft on it.
Right.
For some reason, you see a lot of old guys doing this. So I don't really know what it is, but just kind of define the problem for us, and then talk about some of the ideas of problem solving on this.
Sure. So one of the things I see is when we're chipping, we have to use a certain club. We've got to use a sand wedge. We've got to use a lob wedge for some reason, even though we don't hit it very well. And one of the difficult things about using a very high lofted club is you have to swing very hard. There needs to be a lot of club head speed to hit it a short distance, right? If we had a 70-degree wedge, just imagine how hard we have to hit it.
Right.
If we take a high lofted wedge and we wanted to advance it far forward, we can either shut it, get really steep on it,
right,
and you're afraid to scull it, then you kind of throw the club head at it. So one of the things I like to do is you start out with something lower lofted, and people hate hearing this, is you start out with a 9-iron, and you literally chip a 9-iron, 3 feet in front of you. If you did nothing and you did this, and you can get the ball somewhat in the air, and you made that a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger, and if you are a high handicapper, you can't chip, you've got a hack motion, you're looking at all these ranges, what tour players do.
Right.
You take a 9-iron or a pitching wedge, and you can slow motion pitch it about 30 yards, and just go watch your wrist movement. You'd be shocked at how close to it is to how you should chip.
So it's kind of step one. It would be, let's just hit some of those like 30-yard 9-irons.
So we would go. Well, I'll hit one. I'll hit one a little shorter right now. Sure. Just to not too much wrist movement. Pretty slow.
Yeah.
And you have time.
You're just making it very simple, like a little tick-tock with not much loft.
I'm trying to hit it really short, and you get to the point where you get comfortable doing that. Now, the irony is, these lies that I'm giving, like this is a very sticky lie. The grass is really sticky. So if you can understand how to control the club head, your depth-wise, like how shallow and how steep, and you can go, I can brush the ground a little bit, just like that, and still hit the shot, and you hit it a little bit longer, a little bit higher, and you build up slowly from there. That's the easiest way to really learn this motion. I think one of the hardest things is, just like you explained, is you go from that, like just really abrupt, fast motion, and I'm saying, no, let's slow it down 10 times and go at this motion, at this speed. And if you need to hit it farther, then use less loft.
Right.
Use a 7-iron. But don't start so high up
with loft
where you need to add a bunch of speed. So now, let's say I'm starting with a 9-iron, and I go, okay, I'm going to learn to hit this a little bit higher. All right, let's add the club face open a little bit, and say, if I'm going to go slow and hit it higher, how's higher? It's a little thin, and you can see that if that's my worst shot ever, that's not going to bother me so much because I'm not sculling across the green.
Yeah, you're not hitting it a foot or
Right.
hitting it 30 feet over the green. Yeah.
And you start to develop this touch.
All right, so what do we have set up here?
So we've got some pods of golf balls, and one of the ways that I teach chipping in general is to learn how to chip with a 9-iron, graduate to a pitching wedge, to a 50-degree, to a sand wedge, to a lob wedge. And the reason I have a lot of golfers and even professional golfers do that is because when you're hitting a 9-iron a fixed distance, you don't have to swing as hard or as fast. It gives you time to make adjustments, and you can really see what you're doing. If you're using the highest lofted club for a given distance, in theory, you have to swing the hardest, the fastest, which there's more room for error. And my opinion is, if you learn with a 9-iron and you start to look at your kind of your wrist numbers, this general pitch, this little chipping motion, a bigger version of that is how really good chippers, PGA Tour, it's how this looks, how your wrists look. So because we're going slower and it's a smaller swing in the beginning, it's easier to really handle. You hit it a little bit thin, a little bit heavy. You're not really going to scull it. You're not going to chunk it. And that's going to help you develop confidence. And you're going to go, when you get comfortable with that, you're going to go to a little bit more loft, pitching wedge. And then when you get comfortable with that, you go to a 50-degree and then to a sand wedge and to a lob wedge. So,
all right, we're going to shortcut that here, and we're going to watch on the hack motion how it does.
Okay, are you ready?
Yep. Okay, so there's our 9-iron example. I thought we made it. Okay, good. All right, we can switch clubs, I guess. Yeah.
Go to a wedge.
So this is a pitching wedge.
Yep.
We're still not fast enough to capture any of these yet,
really?
but yeah, but that's all right.
Okay, I'm going to try to swing a little bit.
Okay, we got that one. There you go.
Fast.
Oh yeah, super.
Catching it.
There's a foot. Oh yeah, great. Now we're going to move to a gap wedge, a sand wedge. Okay.
Go to a sand wedge. Now, this is where it gets very difficult, and why this transition is actually. Should we just jump to the lob wedge? Or is this okay?
No, that's fine. You're saying once it goes from like your set to your wedges, that's kind of a watershed moment.
Well, this is why it takes time, because when you're used to seeing a certain ball flight, and you want to make the same type of swing but have the same ball flight, that's when it gets difficult. Yeah. Because when you make this swing, the ball should go higher. If that makes sense.
Right. If you're still looking for it to come out like a 9-iron, and now you're using a 54, right?
Correct.
You might artificially put a little lean. I gotcha.
But here's the two things we talked about earlier: is if you need to hit it low, hit a 9-iron. If you need to learn to hit it high off of a tight line, that's when you need more loft.
Okay.
So to get comfortable to build up to that, it just takes time. All right, here we go. Sure. Now, this drill gets really difficult because it is very hard for me to make that other swing, because I would never hit that shot.
The drawing.
No, not the draw swing, like just a nice sweepy swing. The ball would go higher.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense? It's like trying to hit a flop to a back pin. It's just odd.
Right.
When you should drive it in there more. Or trying to hit a low ball to a front pin. It's very difficult. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Visually, it's our body wants to hit a certain shot. So when I hit a 60 from here, it's going to be very odd because we're going straight up the hill. I've got to fly the ball almost to the pin. I wouldn't really hit a low shot with my 60 here because I have I have a pitching wedge.
Right.
Why would I need to do that?
Right.
If that
right.
makes sense.
Yeah.
And the greens aren't PGA Tour level firmness here, because that's another factor, right? It would go, wow. Now, even though I'm going up the hill, the greens are so firm and fast, I have to use my sand wedge.
Right.
Well, here we don't. That makes sense.
Okay, we'll do one more of these, and then we'll go to your lob wedge.
All right.
That's great. Okay, so now this is where everybody, you see this a lot with kind of vanity handicap golfers, where they want to hit this shot, but they may not have the skill to do it.
They will, I don't know, they would go ball back, try to hit the ball low.
Oh, that's really good.
That was really good, but really, why would you do that?
Right.
I don't think a PGA Tour player would use a 60 from here.
Right.
They would go between, if this was an actual golf tournament.
What is this, like a 9
yeah,
stem
it's just
or something like that?
Meter, but we're going very uphill and it's pretty soft today.
Right.
You know, we just got done overseeding, and instead of hitting it harder, it would just go less loft. And I've learned that from some of the South African players at a PGA Tour event at the Farmers down at Torrey Pines, doing a practice round early in the morning. It's really soft in the mornings there. We're hitting this really short shot going straight up the hill, and you know, I watched him hit like a gap wedge and didn't quite get there, and immediately went to a different club. I said, that's genius.
Instead of just hitting it harder, right? Just change clubs.
Sense for me. I mean, I would never have changed clubs in my entire life. And that moment, I said, that is genius, because to be able to go up the hill and have to swing that hard is very difficult.
Right.
It's so much easier if I can just keep that same comfortable feel.
Right.
Just imagine if you can hit every shot at this speed. I'm just going to hit it right here, where you're going like this, and you can hit it everywhere.
Right.
Golf wouldn't be, chipping wouldn't be that hard. You can only scull it so much.
You could build that into your system and just change the club. Yeah.
Right. And that is still within that window of, do I make my swing faster or bigger?
Or both.
You're still in that window. You're still letting yourself change. It's just that you don't have to change that much.
So for the final shot, James, or final couple shots, I want to see if you were here in a tournament, but you had the caveat of you did have to use this club, the 60.
Sure.
Let me talk us through how you would hit this.
Okay, so if I had to hit a 60, I'd go ball a little bit back, hands a little forward, and really just drive it in there, just kind of like that low draw that I hit earlier.
And Mike's going to film that from face on.
So I'd go ball a little back, hands forward.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I would hit it. If I had to hit one where it's flying farther up there, then my club face would be a little more open. Put a little spin on it. Add a lot of spin on it. And that's where it gets...
So everything becomes a little bigger. The club goes further back. The wrist angles get a little more, a little more load, a little more unload.
Sure. And also, I'm swinging much harder, much bigger, and really letting the club out.
Cool. So we can just look at the numbers here, James, on that one. We'll go to shot review. So this is the last shot you just hit. So we can see with that one, with all that speed, this line, for James, the slower he swings, the more actually he adds a little loft through, because he's going to start at the top a little flatter when he's going to have less speed.
Right.
A little flatter with the wrist.
Start more, and I get more extension.
As you want more speed, you put more extension on it. Right.
And more radial.
So on that one that had a little bit more speed, we start to see James, it's basically even. If he got faster, then actually this would start to flatten itself out. It's not like he's trying to do this, but the speed is taking it out. Right. And then as we go back in time to when you were hitting those, let's go to a shot review. As we go back in time, right, there we go, to one of the ones you were hitting slower, we can see now we're starting to add a little loft on the way through.
Sure.
Actually, and this is his slower moving lower shot,
Right.
you'll actually be adding a little loft.
Yes, because I already have low loft.
At the top, you're a little flatter.
Yes.
Actually, quite a bit flatter.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you're hitting a low lofted shot, I believe it's okay to let the wrist out a little bit. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense to allow the wrist to go a little bit. It's just a great way to learn that with a 9-iron.
Yeah.
Opposed to, because it's much more forgiving than a lob wedge.
Thank you so much. Really great in-depth video. Let us know what you think in the comments below. It really helps the video if you click the subscribe button. It really helps the channel a lot. Another thing that I want you to do is go to Instagram and follow James O. I know it'll take probably 2 seconds of your time, but it'll mean the world to him to see Be Better Golfers over there. One thing that I want you guys to check out is the Hack Motion. If you go to hackmotion.com/BeBetterGolf, you'll see they're having their best sale of the device ever. And you get a great discount if you go to that site. It's the lowest discount anywhere on the internet. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.
All right, thanks.
Cool.